Chapter 4: Embrace Difficulties. From Make It Stick: The Science of Successful Learning. This is one of the most powerful chapters, as it explains why struggle, effort, and difficulty are not obstacles to learning, but the very tools that make it last. We naturally want learning to feel easy and smooth, but easy learning doesn't last. True mastery comes from desirable difficulties, that is, challenges that slow down learning in the short term but strengthen memory and understanding in the long term. What feels slow and difficult when learning is often what makes it stick. The nature of desirable difficulties. A desirable difficulty is a challenge that makes learning harder but improves retention and transfer. Examples include retrieval practice, testing yourself; spacing, leaving time between study sessions; interleaving, mixing up problem types; varying practice conditions, changing context or format. These methods create small obstacles that force your brain to work, which in turn strengthens learning. When learning is effortful, it changes the brain more profoundly. Why easy learning fails. When things feel easy, we are often relying on short term memory. Rereading notes or watching a video lecture may give you a warm sense of familiarity, but you haven't truly processed it. Real learning means retrieving, applying, and explaining knowledge, all of which feel effortful. Struggle strengthens learning. The struggle to recall or solve something strengthens neural connections. When the brain retrieves knowledge with effort, it recognizes and reorganizes and recodes that information. Struggle tells the brain this information matters, store it carefully. Learning that's easy is like writing in sand, here today, gone tomorrow. The brain learns by rebuilding, not repeating. Every time you recall or apply knowledge, your brain constructs the memory. That reconstruction process is what makes learning stronger. Therefore, every time you review something after partially forgetting it, the memory becomes more resistant to decay. The right kind of difficulty. Not all difficulties are helpful. The key is to find desirable, beneficial difficulties, not undesirable, frustrating ones. Desirable difficulties are within reach of your ability, provide immediate or eventual feedback, and promote effortful retrieval or application. If the difficulty is too high, causing confusion or discouragement, it becomes undesirable. Examples of desirable difficulties. Spacing. Uh, it means study a topic, then return to it after some time. This forces retrieval after partial forgetting. Number two is interleaving. Mix different types of problems or topics. This improves discrimination and transfer. Number third is generation. Try to solve before being shown the answer. This enhances understanding. Varied practice. This means practice skills in multiple contexts. This builds adaptability. The best learning strategies are those that make you work harder to understand and recall. Common mistakes: mistaking performance for learning. Quick improvement during practice. Performance doesn't equal long term learning. When learning feels smooth, we assume we have mastered it. In truth, struggle and slow process are better signs of lasting learning. Case studies and experiments. Students who practiced through retrieval, interleaving, and spacing consistently performed better than those who used rereading and massive practice. Even though they felt less confident, their actual performance improved significantly. For example, a pilot who practices in varied flight conditions performs better in real emergencies than one who practices in one fixed condition. So, the core principles that we learned in this chapter are: difficulty is equivalent to strengthening. That means struggle strengthens memory and learning pathways. Number two, effortful recall builds mastery. Easy recall fades quickly, effortful recall endures. Learning takes time. Fast progress is often superficial. Slow learning is deeper. Not all difficulties help. The challenge must be meaningful and supported by feedback. And the last point we learned is perceived difficulty is not equivalent to poor learning. Feeling challenged means your brain is working effectively. How we can use this in studies? Number one, when a topic feels tough, remind yourself that this is real learning. Don't give up because it is slow. Number two, review material after you have started to forget it a bit. This retrieval after delay builds strong memory. Number three, quiz yourself without notes. It's a healthy difficulty that strengthens recall. Number four, always attempt to solve a problem before looking at examples or solutions. Number five, study in different environments. Mix problems and vary examples. This adds desirable difficulty and adaptability. At last, we can say that don't avoid difficulty, embrace it. The harder the learning feels within limits, the deeper it imprints on your mind. End of chapter 4. Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is one of the most important and practical ones. It explains why people often think they have learned something when they haven't, and how to avoid these illusions of knowing. We often mistake familiarity for mastery. Just because something feels clear or familiar, like rereading notes or recognizing terms, doesn't mean we can recall or use that knowledge. To learn effectively, we must replace passive review with active retrieval, reflection, and feedback. What feels productive can be deceptive. True mastery is hidden beneath the surface. Number one, the illusion of mastery. When you reread a chapter or highlight notes, the material starts to look familiar. Familiarity creates a false sense of confidence. You think I know this, but this is recognition, not recall. Real learning means being able to produce the answer or explain it without cues. Example: you might recognize Newton's laws when you see them, but can you write and apply them without looking? This is the difference between recognition and mastery. Number two, fluency is not equal to learning. Fluency means information feels smooth or easy to process. It tricks you into believing you have mastered the material, but true learning is often slow, effortful, and uneven. Students who study until material feels fluent tend to stop too early before deep understanding forms. Ease in reading or listening is a poor indicator of learning. The curse of repetition without thinking. Rereading, highlighting, and underlining are passive activities. They might help you feel busy, but don't build recall strength. Without active engagement, like retrieval or self explanation, the learning remains shallow. The power of generation and reflection. Generation means trying to answer, explain, or solve something before being shown the answer. This small struggle enhances retention. Reflection means looking back at what you have learned, summarizing, connecting ideas, and identifying what is still unclear. Both practices break the illusion of knowing because they reveal what you can and can't you can't recall. Number 5, feedback corrects false confidence. Feedback after tests or self quizzes prevents the illusion of mastery by showing the truth about what you know. Without feedback, you may confidently remember wrong information. Corrective feedback turns errors into powerful learning opportunities. Errors are not failures, they are the raw material for learning. Number 6, overconfidence problem. Many students overestimate their learning because they confuse ease with understanding. The authors can refer this as illusion of competence. The only way to overcome it is to test yourself honestly and check what you can recall unaided. Number 7, why we misjudge learning. We misjudge our own learning because number 1, familiarity feels like knowledge. We focus on short term performance, not long term retention. Number 3, we avoid struggle, mistaking effort for failure. To fix this, we need metacognition, awareness of how learning truly works. Core principles introduced in this chapter are: number one, familiarity is not equivalent to mastery. Recognizing something is not the same as recalling it. Number two, ease is not equivalent to learning. Struggle and confusion are better indicators of lasting learning. Number three, feedback fixes illusions. Honest corrections reveal what you really know. Number four, reflection and generation deepen understanding. Number five, self testing prevents false confidence. How can we apply this? What we have learned in this chapter. Number one, stop relying on rereading and highlighting. Use those only for initial exposure, not for mastery. Number two, test yourself regularly. Close the book and recall key areas in your own words. Use flashcards, summaries, or short quizzes. Number three, explain concepts aloud. Teach the material if you are explaining it to someone new. This exposes weak spots. Number four, practice generation. Before checking your notes, try to answer questions or solve problems from memory. Number five, seek feedback. Compare your recalled answers to the source to correct errors. Reflect after study. At the end of each session, ask, what did I learn today? What connections can I make? What do I still find confusing? At the end of chapter, few quotes from the chapter 5. Familiarity with a text or lecture can mislead you into thinking you know it well. Number second, the key to avoid illusions of knowing is to make your learning visible to yourself. Testing shows you what you really know and where you need to focus next. So, don't trust the feeling of knowing. Test it, reflect on it, and correct it. Real learning happens when you uncover what you don't know. End of chapter 5. Let's move to chapter 6. This chapter 6 debunks one of the most common myths in education, that each person learns best in a particular style: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, etc., and shows what actually matters for effective learning. Get beyond the learning styles. The idea that students learn best when teaching matches their preferred learning style is not supported by scientific evidence. Real learning depends not on how information is presented, but on how meaningfully you engage with it through retrieval, elaboration, and varied practice. Learning is not about the style of input, but about the depth of processing. Summary. Number one, the learning styles myth. The learning styles theory claims that people are visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learners, and that teaching should match their preferred mode. It sounds appealing because it acknowledges individual differences, but research shows no improvement in learning when teaching matches learning styles. Example: if a visual learner studies geography through diagrams instead of reading text, they don't learn better than others studying the same topic differently. Number second, why the myth persists. It feels intuitive and comforting. People like to think they are unique learners. Teachers also like the idea of customizing lessons to each student. But many students and educators confuse preference with effectiveness. Just because a method feels easier or more enjoyable doesn't mean it leads to stronger learning. Number three, what actually matters? The nature of the task. The best mode of learning depends on what you are learning, not how, not who you are. For example, to learn music, you need to hear and perform it. To learn geometry, you must see and visualize shapes. Similarly, to learn writing, you must read and compose text. The nature of the material should dictate how it is taught and practiced. So, effectiveness depends on matching the method to the subject, not to the learner's supposed style. True differences between learners. While styles aren't real, people do differ in other meaningful ways that affect learning. Number one, prior knowledge. Prior knowledge means what you already know shapes how easily you can connect new information. Number two, ability to abstract or visualize. Some are better at creating mental models or images. Number three, interest and motivation. The more personally meaningful the topic, the deeper the learning. Mindset, believing you can improve. Growth mindset makes effort more productive. Number five, depth of processing matters most. Learning happens when you actively make sense of new information, linking it to what you know, explaining it, and using it in different contexts. When students elaborate, explain, or rephrase information in their own words, they retain it better. Retrieval, spacing, and interleaving are universally effective, regardless of style. You remember best when you think about meaning, not about mode. Number six, using multiple representations enhances learning. Even though styles don't matter, mixing different modes, visual, verbal, kinesthetic, does help because it strengthens connections. For example, when learning physics, draw diagrams, visual, explain them aloud, verbal, and solve problems, kinesthetic. Application. This combination engages the brain more deeply than any single mode. Number seven, the real lessons for teachers and learners. Focus on methods that improve understanding and retention, not on catering to style preferences. Challenge students to engage in multiple ways. Encourage them to stretch beyond what feels comfortable because that's where the growth happens. Your preferred learning style may make studying feel easier, but ease is a poor measure of learning. Core principles that we learned. Number one, learning styles are a myth. There is no scientific proof that matching instructions to style improves results. Number two, match method to content, not to person. Number three, depth of engagement matters more than presentation. Number 4. Varied methods, modes, strengthen understanding. Number 5. Discomfort signals growth. Application tips from this chapter. Uh, I think we should not limit ourselves to one mode. So don't limit yourself. Draw, write, listen, explain, act out ideas. Number 2, focus on meaning, not preference. Ask, do I understand this deeply? Not, did I learn it in my favorite way? Number 3, step out of comfort zone. If you dislike math, spend extra time on problem solving. Growth happens in struggle. Number 4, use retrieval and elaboration. Explain concepts aloud, summarize in your own words, and quiz yourself. Number 5, integrate senses. Combine reading with diagrams, speech, or motion. It creates richer memory traces. Some quotes from the chapter 6. Learning styles don't predict performance. How you engage with material does. Second, the belief in learning styles is comforting, but it distracts from what actually works. Number third, the best way to learn is to engage in ways that make meaning, not in ways that feel easy. So, learning styles do not determine how you learn best. Effective learning comes from engaging deeply, using multiple methods, and focusing on meaning. This is end of chapter 6. Let's move to chapter 7. Chapter 7, Increase Your Abilities. This chapter brings together everything from the book and shows how intelligence, talent, and ability are not fixed traits. They can be developed through effort, strategy, and mindset. In chapter 7, we will learn that learning is not limited by your genes or natural talent. Your abilities grow through practice, persistence, and smart learning methods. Success in learning depends more on your beliefs, mindset, and strategies than on innate abilities. Learning is stronger when it matters, when it's hard, and when you believe you can improve. Summary. Number 1, the myth of fixed intelligence. Many people believe intelligence is something you are born with, that some are naturally smart and others aren't. Research shows this is false. The brain is plastic. It can grow new connections and strengthen with use. Like muscles, the brain changes physically with practice and learning. Every time you learn something new, the brain builds new neural networks. Number second, here the authors compare two mindsets, growth mindset versus fixed mindset, based on the work of psychologist Carl Dweck. Fixed mindset believes intelligence is fixed, growth mindset believes intelligence can grow. Fixed mindset avoids challenges, growth mindset seeks challenges. Fixed mindset fears mistakes, growth mindset learns from mistakes. Fixed mindset gives up easily, growth mindset persists through difficulty. Fixed mindset seeks approval. Growth mindset seeks improvement. Students with a growth mindset learn more effectively because they see effort as a path to mastery, not as a sign of weakness. Number three, effort and struggle are necessary for growth. Struggle and effort are not signs of failure, they are signs of learning and progress. When something feels difficult, your brain is forming new pathways. The authors emphasize that desirable difficulties like spaced practice, retrieval, and interleaving make learning stronger and more lasting. The more you work your mind, the more it grows. Number four, motivation and purpose fuel learning. We learn best when the subject connects to our goals, values, or identity. Meaningful learning sticks better than abstract memorization. Learners who see purpose in their work show higher persistence and success. A medical student learns anatomy than better when they see its use in diagnosing patients, not just as exam content. Number five, the role of practice and mastery. Expertise develops through deliberate practice, focused, purposeful, feedback driven repetition. Experts don't just practice what they already do well, they target weaknesses. Over time, deliberate practice automates skills, freeing up mental energy for creativity and problem solving. Number six, overcoming fear of failure. Failure is often viewed as shameful, but it's actually an essential teacher. Every mistake gives valuable feedback for improvement. People who treat mistakes as information, not identity, improve faster. Failure, when viewed properly, is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Number seven, the power of belief. Believing you can improve changes how your brain works. Students who were told that intelligence grows with effort performed better and showed higher motivation. Teachers' expectations can also affect the students. Encouragements and belief can shape performance over time. Number 8, lifelong learning. The strategies in Make It Stick, retrieval, spacing, interleaving, reflection, feedback apply at any age. Adults and older learners can continue to grow cognitively if they keep challenging themselves and practice deliberately. Learning new skills, language, and hobbies keeps the mind flexible and strong. You can always learn, always grow, always increase your abilities at any age. The core principles that we learned from this chapter: intelligence is malleable, the brain grows with use and effort. Number two, effort and struggle lead to mastery. Number three, motivation and purpose fuel persistence. Number four, mistakes are part of learning, not failure. Number five, deliberate practice builds expertise. Number six, mindset shapes performance. Number seven, lifelong learning keeps the brain strong. How can we use this chapter, this final chapter? Number one, adopt a growth mindset. Replace I can't do this with I can't do this yet. Number two, embrace struggle. When learning feels hard, remind yourself this is your brain growing. Number three, use deliberate practice. Focus on your weak spots and practice them repeatedly with feedback. Number four, set purposeful goals. Connect what you are learning to your long term goals or values. Number five, reflect on mistakes. Ask what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? Number six, keep learning. Read, explore, and challenge yourself with new subjects or skills. Some quotes from Chapter 7. The belief that intelligence is fixed dampens curiosity and stifles growth. When effort and right strategies with effort and right strategies, you can expand your abilities far beyond what you think. The mind is like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. So, your brain can grow. Intelligence is not fixed, it expands through effort, feedback, and the right learning strategies. At the end of this summary of the book, Make It Stick, I would like to highlight few important principles and their meaning. Number one, retrieval practice means test yourself often instead of rereading. Number two, spacing. Review after delays, not all at once. Number three, interleaving. Mix topics and problem types. Number four, elaboration. Explain and connect ideas deeply. Number five, try generation. Try answering before being told the answer. Number six, reflection. Think back and make sense of what you learned. And number seven, that is mindset. Believe in growth and embrace effort. At the end of this audio book summary of Make It Stick, I can